Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dave the Diver, which is finally out of early access as of today, the 28th of June, 2023. Dave the Diver was like one of the best early access titles from last year. So it's fantastic that it's actually finally released. I've already played pretty much all of it except for what's now unlocked today with the full release. So I'm just really just going to play it for about 20 minutes or so, give you a good idea of kind of what to expect. A lot of the things are already unlocked. I will tell you right now, I absolutely recommend this if you are a fan of fishing games, cooking games, Terraria, exploration, pixel art, just as kind of a chill vibe, taking pictures of sea life. And there's so much here that is just an absolute blast to play. So, jumping right into the story. The story is like you're Dave. You are the fisherman that was just talking, and you come out here with your friend and another friend. You guys decide you're going to basically create a sushi restaurant on the ocean. And the trick of it is you're only going to do like nighttime cooking. And that's it. You're only going to cook at night. So during the day, you're going to go fishing. You're going to have a couple of other guys like Udo here. They're going to come by and they're going to say, hey, can you get some pictures of things? And, you know, might need to be at nighttime, might be at daytime. Maybe you need specific requirements. Just different aspects are going to pop up. I also have this person named Yoshi. She likes to tell you how to run your business because of reasons. So once we get past all of this stuff... Alright. So in here, on the boat, this is like your main area that you're going to play on, and if I go here all the way to the left, I can choose to go to different locations, which you have the sushi restaurant, which it's really only useful to go there at night, but you could go there early if you wanted to, but don't do it. The farm is where you can grow some rice, and then you have a place for fish, which is also a place where you can basically, you know, put fish. I also have this mirror here, which will allow me to travel directly to the sea people. And I can talk to this guy. He sells different things. And they sell different items. Now, you could buy these items, but you also can find items just when you're out and about exploring. So you have a little bit of a storage box, which kind of gives you a whole bunch of different items. As you can see, I have a shark harpoon gun because it's pretty far upgraded. So yeah, you can upgrade your harpoon, you can upgrade your guns, you can get different charms that will give you different aspects that you can do to kind of encourage exploration and stuff like this. You can also change the color of your boat, which is really cool. I'm going to actually change it to this purple pink color because I like it. And then the other thing you have is your phone, which has a whole lot of different options or different things on here. You have your weapon shop where you can basically go and craft different items. Looks like I got an upgrade. Basically, which means I have an upgrade for a weapon. And I can change it to a lot of different things. You will have to have certain types of items, but all that is fine. You have the eye diver, which will give you different things such as a diving suit, an air tank, better cargo box, or you can upgrade your harpoon gun. Now the way you make money is twofold. You can either basically sell items with the guy on the boat, or you can make sushi that's delicious and sell it. I would prefer that, to sell that, I suppose. You also have Cooksta, which is your little... it's like a Yelp for the game, I would say. It's basically, as you get reviews, people look at your Bancho sushi location, they're going to basically say, hey, this place is good. And then it gives you some rewards, and it's pretty cool. My missions, I can call people. These are all my contacts. You get quite a few in the game. You also get a bunch of kind of pointless emails that are kind of cool. If you don't want to go to your farm every day, you can check your app to know whether or not any of it's harvestable. Check your day to see if you got stuff coming up. Like I have a VIP coming to visit. So for my VIP, that's this person. That's this Michael Bang. And it looks like I need some more triggerfish and some white rice. I have management. Gives me an overview of how things are going with my business. And you have this, which is kind of like a Pokemon collection card thing. I don't know, maybe that's a bad example, but basically what you do is you just capture a bunch of stuff and you're like, oh wow, look at all the cards and the fish I've had. And you can check weather. Weather is good to know. You know, the music, you can change the sound to something else. And you got a mini game. Some pictures taken. I can receive rewards from these guys. There's basically fish that they're like, hey, we should get rid of them. So, jump into the water and see if I can find some Titan triggerfish. And kind of go over this part of the game, because the main part of the game really is fishing. And you can do it twofold. You can either harpoon or stab or shoot fish, or you can catch them with your net. If you catch them with your net, you can actually take the fish back to your fishing location, your fishing storage area, and just, you got fish. So fishing is pretty easy. You have your harpoon gun, and underwater you can usually pick up a melee weapon, which will help you against, you know, fish, sharks, things like that. You'll also get usually an upgraded weapon. So I am going to switch to the net gun because I just mentioned that you can use your net to catch fish, and I wanted to show how that works. So that just like works out in my advantage really well. And there's all kinds of things you're going to find in here. You got seasonings, you've got ore that you can use for upgrading your weapons, and everything adds weight. So you do have to pay attention to what you're picking up. To make sure you don't go over your limit. If you go over your limit, you can still swim, but it's going to take longer. It's going to be more difficult. And also sprinting will make it so that it's a little bit harder to swim, because you're going to start cutting down your oxygen. Now, fish can harm you if you get caught by them. So you want to pay attention to some of that as well. And you can go pretty deep. And there's a shark, but I'm going to ignore him because I'm looking for the Titan fish. You have all these little locations that kind of push you along. And underwater you also have O2 tanks that you can grab. You can also go up to like a clam shell or a giant oyster. I'm not really sure what it is. I think it's a clam, but you can go to them and they will actually make it so that you can get your oxygen. Now, if things go south, you always have an escape pod you can use, and that's good. The music is very chill and relaxing. And it's easily probably like one of the more relaxing games I have played. At the same time, it is one of those games where, even though it might be relaxing under certain context, you could easily find yourself in a situation where you're going to drown because you didn't really plan things out. Now, depending on the type of harpoon gun you were using, you're going to have a different mini-game that you can use. You could go in this boat if you wanted to. I've already been in there. I don't need to go into it, so I'm not going to. Now, it has been a little while since I have played this, because I was waiting for early access to come to finish. So I don't really remember where this fish is that I'm looking for. So I hope to find it. Because I would like to have the fish before I go into, you know, the final, or to the cooking day, so that when my guy comes, he's like, oh, you know what? You are an amazing cook. Although I'm not really cooking. You are just a server when it comes to it. And if you don't want to use the keyboard and mouse, you can use a joystick or a controller. It's entirely up to you. Some fish are a little bit stronger than others, and so you may not be able to kill or capture them in one hit. Oh, excuse me. I breathed in water or something. Yeah, I cannot remember where this titanfish is. I feel like it's further down. So you do have several types of fish, and the type of fish you're going to see are going to depend on where you're at depth-wise. So basically, the different levels are going to show you different items that you can pick up, you know, fish-wise. I can poison this guy with his harpoon gun. And with poisoning, I could just follow this guy around for a couple of minutes and he would eventually die. But I just like to capture them. So you have these guys that like to swim or stay under the shore. And so in order to get them, you need to basically pick up a rock and drop it on their heads. So there's really just a lot to do. This is one of those games where you go in thinking, alright, well, I'm just going to explore a little bit, and you know, you're at the bottom of the ocean. Well, not really at the bottom of the ocean, but you're down pretty deep. Just really exploring everything. And there's just so much it has to offer. And here's a clam. Get some oxygen. And I took myself to a dead end, but this is a location that you would go to. And when you first find this location, it's like, oh, wow, look, it's, you know, there's some kind of civilization underwater, which is really cool. I think the whole sea people aspect of the game is really well done. It's very enjoyable. Definitely one of the highlights of the game. So I think the fish that I need is actually further up. So I'm going to, I guess, go to the surface and kind of look around again. But again, it could be a nighttime fish, which wouldn't be beneficial because well, actually it would be, because I don't need to be at my cooking location until tomorrow. So I've darted the fish, which basically just makes it sleepy. And the cool thing with that is now I can just easily capture the fish. Oh, he's gonna get away. And this little mackerel just is like, nah, man, I don't want to be eaten. I guess I'm gonna let him go because I just completely messed it up. So you got these cuttlefish. They do what cuttlefish do, and they, you know, spit out their ink to scare you away and try to prevent you from capturing them. So there's also different qualities when it comes to the fish. And the better quality of the fish, the better sushi you will make. And the better your sushi, the more money you're gonna make. And some of the bigger fish you actually have to basically cut up into pieces. As you play, you'll probably kind of remember where all the fish are. This guy, this fish right here, that's actually the one that I've been looking for. So when you find a fish that is part of your quest, they will have that little kind of blue square or diamond, whichever shape you want to consider, that will be there, and that will tell you, hey, that's one you need to catch. So now I just need to find one more, and looks like he is right here. And the other thing I need is rice, but I'm not going to get any of that here. So what I can do is I can go up to the surface and return to the boat. I don't have to go all the way to where I got out of the boat, which is very convenient. So if you get seahorses, you can actually keep them if you want, because you can actually use them for racing. And then at the end of every fishing trip, you're going to get a breakdown, a dive log. It's going to tell you, hey, here's all the things you got. Everything's going to go to your fish tank for you to use later. And depending on what you catch, they might get eaten. You might be able to basically make them. So I will check, because I need white rice. Check my farm. I don't have any that I can pick yet. So I'll just go back in the water and do a little bit more fishing. Again, I need to do the cooking part by tomorrow. So not day two, but the second time you go in the water, it's kind of the same as the first. Some of the fish that you see might be a little bit different. And whenever you see these always have some kind of extra special ingredient that you can get. So whenever you catch something new, it's always going to tell you basically you've found something new. And if you know what you're going to, if you know what you're planning on making, you have a little bit of an easier time kind of when you go fishing, because you'll know what it is that you want to find. And if you know what you want to find, you can kind of go straight to those areas. And you can also use your melee weapons to fight the fish if you would like. It works. I mean, it's not like the best idea ever, but it will work. Alright, time to go and fish to show you what it is, because that is the other part of the game. There's a lot of locations that I'm not showing because I feel like it's best if you find them on your own, because there's so many cool locations, and the Sea People Town is also really, really cool. I think it's better if you just experience that on your own. So one of the things that I want to pay attention, if you have a somebody coming like to visit your sushi restaurant, you want to make sure you don't cook any sushi with the things that it says. So I got to make sure I don't use any triggerfish, I don't make any hind or coral trout when I go and cook, because otherwise I'll have to catch all of those again tomorrow. So when you get in here, this is your sushi restaurant. You can make some changes in here. You can make some changes to what it looks like with your interior. It does cost money, but it does basically make things a little bit fancier looking. And so for my menu, I just come through and I start finding things. I sort by price, but you can do all these other options as well. I like to make as much cash as possible. You can also enhance a meal depending on how much you have. But you need to have a certain amount in order to enhance them. If you don't have enough, it'll tell you. And you can choose how many you're going to do. We'll cook all 9. Cook both of my Pacific fanfish. So you don't cook any of these things. These are cooked for you. You just have to deliver stuff. So if it's something that you can enhance, you'll see the green arrows on that. And enhancing the food will give you this cool little cutscene the first time you play one, and you can actually see some of the really cool pixel art animations that the game has. Alright, so that's everything I want to cook. I also have my staff. You can, if you have enough money, you can increase their capabilities. Sometimes you will see this, and they basically will have an idea. but sometimes you have to train them first in order to do it. And we'll go ahead and we'll train them. And what that means is they're going to typically unlock another skill. So now she has Tip Master, which basically means she's going to get more tips. And now we're good. So he'll start inviting people in, Bancho will, and as he does, I'm just going to wait until people take the order. And you're going to have two things that happen. You're going to have people that want something to drink, or people that basically are ordering a type of sushi. And what you do is you just come over here, you grab it, and you take it to the right place. If you sprint too much, there is a possibility you could fall and drop your stuff, which would be bad. Because, then it's going to hurt your rating. So I have the 2 servers. You can get more. Just right now, that's all I have, because that's all I've really needed. And you got to watch out for your wasabi, because if it starts to run out, you're going to have to get more. Because if you run out of wasabi, you can't make any more sushi. And then people will get upset. If you leave dirty dishes here too long, people get upset. And if you don't have enough on your menu, people will just kind of get like a very basic, I guess, a California roll, probably. And then that's it. They've come to eat. They had a good time. At the end of the day, you'll get to see how much money you have made, how many likes you get, your operating costs, and it's like, alright, so we didn't make as much money as I would like, but we find out that here's some stuff that's going kind of the best, and you get these operator artisan flames, these improvements. And outside of the story events that happens, that is the general gameplay mechanic. And now we got the rice. Alright, so we get to show the picking up the rice because it's now grown. So to harvest the rice, it's pretty simple. We just walk up to it, pick it up, and now we have rice. So one thing you do have to worry about with the rice is sometimes you will have weeds, and you're gonna have to get rid of those. So, yeah. And then when you're done, you just head out and go back and do your underwater fishing and do whatever it is you want to do. I guess I should show you the fish farm, and that'll be it for closing. So you can kind of see what that is like. The fishing area is kind of, it's like you got basically a bunch of little areas where you can basically put fish. And it's pretty cool. I do enjoy it. I like this aspect because I can grow some of the fish that I will need to cook with, so I don't have to wait for, a fishing expedition to actually go through and find them. So, based on this, it basically tells me there are fish of certain deep, these are the types of fish that are being grown in this area. I can sell fish if I would like. So let's say I want to get rid of some pyramid butterfly fish because I need some cash. So I'll just get rid of 2. You need more than 1 fish to make more fish, but you can always come in here and, basically buy more fish. Or not buy more, but you can sell more fish. And as you can see, I got a tiger shark. I got quite a few fish. And so that's a pretty cool environment as well. And you come over here to this guy and you can basically buy some things. So like one of the things I'd like to do is I'd like to get some nighttime fish. So we went ahead and got that. So that's that. We can expand it. I have the cash. So now that's expanded. We can grow more fish. So this area is really cool in order for you to catch some fish. I've got nothing in there, obviously, because I just started. But going to the fish or the farm does take part of your day. Actually, nope, no, it doesn't anymore, so never mind. But yeah, that's it. That is Dave the Diver. Absolutely fantastic game. Highly recommended. Definitely think you should jump in on this and play it if you have any bit of you that likes fishing games or just exploration in some chill environments, because this game is fantastic. Thanks for watching, and link will be in the description. Be sure to wishlist it if you're not sure you want to get it. Otherwise, toss down those coins and buy yourself Dave the Diver. Thanks for watching.